Hello, welcome back to XDF Monthly Records. We are in March for this month, a very short month because the XSC competition was going on, so check out all those videos and the blog post that will be coming soon, or is already up, to xonotic.org/posts. At the top of the leaderboard we have Riffo, who refused to take part in XFC because it was strafe. Floupy in second place with 5. Goblin takes all 5 records on the XSC maps and they get linked up here. Amino jumps in with 4 records and some very nice backwards strafing. Christy Donk, 2, Shinks and Pabviz all taking records as well. A total of just 33 records, which is still more than one a day. There are a lot of days missing on the leaderboard now. But that's fine, because we had a great time during the Xonotic Strafe competition. Over on the stats page, 33 videos, 28 maps, 33 records, 29 videos, 28 maps, 8 players. We didn't really see much change, absolutely no change whatsoever. In fact, Plaza managing to go through the entire month, not gaining a place, not gaining a point, not gaining anything, just staying completely steady. So that's pretty impressive. Nothing changes anywhere on HP. On RR, Riffo comes up into the top 20, knocking down Uchi as far as I remember. Everybody else stays in exactly the same place. Source gains a couple of positions. A lot of people got wrecked by this after the maps got dumped because the points that Cute Bones got, having only played XDF on XDWC servers, absolutely dominated. So yeah, no real points changes over here. The rich get richer, as keeps happening with these points. But let's get into some nice runs, because there is nothing except for to say, if you've got the means, donate to the servers. It's always lovely. Ta-da! Here we are, our first map, Sup Fuckers by Amino. We're more than 30 seconds in. And like I said, Amino just doing some backward strafe. Pretty nicely done. I tried to do this map backwards and I couldn't do it. I did get quite a nice time forwards though, so I'm happy with that. It's a sensible enough map to try and do backwards, and this is like a really clean run. Just makes no sense to me going backwards. But that's fine. I've seen some people do backward strafing for CTF. It's always good. If you think that's a show off, here is Amino's run on Amino's channel, because it's not a world record. Doing just jump 3 purple backwards. Just because why not? Amino has the world... Did you... Wait, is this offline? Or is this on HP? I'm just looking, you apparently have the world record. Oh, it is on HP. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't surprised about the having world record bit. It was more that wait, do you play 30 FPS, or is this 30 FPS in-game recording? Because you can make the game record at faster speeds. Nice and up. I haven't actually watched this run at all. Did you use the in-game recorder, or did you use like OBS? Not technically backwards for a second there, but we'll allow it. It's always funny seeing people's HUDs, because we so rarely see HUDs. I've been, Des suggested, and I'm probably going to do it at some point, if someone reminds me maybe, doing a HUD review of various people's HUDs. Because this is the only HUD we really see, and then we see my HUD. But when I'm commentating, I end up using this HUD anyway now. And my HUD's not too far off from this, for obvious reasons that I spend a lot of time looking at this one. And when I changed this HUD up a little bit, it of course very much resembled mine. Shocking, I know. Ooh, very nice. So I think this is a new map. I can't remember if what I organised for this. I know I put Amino's runs at the top, but I can't remember if I did anything else specific on this one, because it's so short of a month. Oh no, I did bring this one forward. Oh, I did bring all the new maps forwards, that was it. If you've seen our run on XSC, you'll have seen Kota pull this off in the midst of a all secrets run. This is the secrets map on its own. A very, very cool map. And that would be where the card is. The card's not there. Now, Kota 666. A new long map, a half an hour long map from Kota. Oh god, it's insanely bright. I apologise for the brightness, and I hope that it is less bright. Should I try and do some... This is too bright, isn't it? Let me add a colour correction. And just lower the brightness a little bit. There you go. Just like a third brightness. Something like that. Wait, what? So that's a 0 again, and go gamma down. There we go, that looks better. That looks better. Bring the gamma down instead of the brightness. Yeah, it's blowing my eyes off on screen. But this map is a continuation of the Kota 777, but with less gambling. I think you could pick at I didn't actually check, I haven't played this one. I think the start you're basically picking which weapon you're going to have for the whole run. And Floupy has picked to take the quad rocket launcher. Which, yeah, we're getting up to... I mean, you can't even get any weapons through there. Getting up to 12,000 speed. Harsh on the tight corners through this maze. It does amaze me how fast Kota is able to throw this together. Because I've kind of wanted to make a longer map, but I can't even make a short map. But I think that's because I want things to constantly be happening. You know, just this little section is longer than a map I would make. We're back at the start with more choices of which weapon you want to take. On the up and up. I'll be honest with you, I've got absolutely no idea what's going on. But it looks like quite a good run. This is going to be more than half of the recording that we do today. So sit back, enjoy the show as Floupy takes us through this map. This bit's quite cool. You could definitely get away with a few of these sections being solo maps that would actually be quite enjoyable, I think. And I like the choice between what weapon you want to take. That's quite cool. It does limit creativity of changing weapons. For example, in this section, you probably don't want a quad rocket. You might be better off with... I don't know, actually. Actually, you might be better off with the arc, giving you severe knockback at very close range push. Strange weapon. Really is. But it would just a little bit less. I don't know if the arc is actually even an option here, to be fair, but assuming that the option other than this is just slash give all. Ooh, not a guaranteed finish here. Got to know where you're going somewhat, at least. Always interesting to see that sort of thing happen. On these longer maps, because some of them are very linear and some of them are a lot more out and about it. 10,000 speed again. It's rare we see these kind of speeds from anywhere. 3,000's pretty much maximum speed that you'll be travelling on most maps, rocket or non-rocket. But quad rocket, big quad rocket. Huge rooms. It's still staying interesting though. It's not completely, you know, for the size of the rooms, it's not completely the same thing every single one. There's definitely some time save to be made, but it's probably going to be a bit of a difficult one to figure out where to make that time save. What exactly you want to do. I'm not sure. Floupy should be able to see the corners of the walls there, having control over the ambient brightness in the game. The recordings that are done, because of the way they're done, they end up using 40 ambient. Most people play on 20 for a Quake 3 map, and generally Xonotic maps, like maps compiled for Xonotic, only need 0 ambient. It's interesting that the Quake 3 maps, because I've taken like actual Quake 3 maps and just recompiled them in the Xonotic thing with the same settings as I compile in Quake 3, but instead compiled in the Xonotic Net Radiant settings, and it comes out brighter. It is a strange thing, but it also means, ooh, very nice. I was wondering what was going to happen there. This is good as well. Going round in a square, I believe. Just round and round and round and round. Nicely done. But yeah, what was I saying about ambient? Oh yeah, so the recordings are done in plus 40 ambient, which is ridiculously bright for most people, but it generally works out except when you get a map that I think this one might even be quite bright for a Xonotic map, so plus 40, absolutely off the walls. Was that a set of stairs, or are we just getting knocked? I think we're just getting knocked around by jagged edges. I've lost track of what's up and what's down. Sometimes you lose track while watching someone what's up and what's down, but you know what it is while you're playing, because I tend to recalibrate myself about which way I'm facing. Ooh, we're getting the portal gun out. Oh, okay, you have to use the portal gun, but you can lay the portals and then swap weapons. That's very clever. A little pad section. So now we're into quite a difficult bit. This again, you could see this being a proper map. You know, put the start there after the teleporter. Let people pick which weapon they want. Then put the start after the teleporter. It would be a bit of an annoying start, to be fair, but you know. Yeah. What are we on? Checkpoint 3 to 4. I might ping Kota and say. Interesting one here. We're going to have to see something in a bit. That... Okay, there we go. That's what the aim was. Never mind. I was going to say, we're going to have to see something in a bit that justifies taking the quad rocket. Because you would probably be better with other weapons. Does Floupy know about wall slick running? Because they're jumping and they're on slick. You can just... I suppose it doesn't really matter, does it? Actually, at this point. You're going that fast, you're not going to be able to find into the slick. There was... So I had a thought yonks and yonks ago. I can't remember what map it was. But you can change the FOV of your slick, of your, not slick, but your strafe hood and make it tighter. And I used to have a really hard, tight FOV that was a bit weird to play with, but I got used to it for some reason. And it made my strafing really good. It was hard, like it was wobbling around all over the place. But it meant that I could see really fine detail. So at that sort of high speed, you could have a bind that changes the FOV of your strafe hood. Or you just play this map because you know you're going to be like, you don't need your strafe hood right now. You know you're going to be going fast, and you could have a really either high or low, I can't remember which way you need to have it, FOV of just the strafe hood part. And then, yeah. It'd be banging. It makes switching while strafing really difficult, but if you're wall running, it'd mean you could really get accurate and you could still be able to find the angle rather than it just becoming an infinitesimally small dot at 12,000 units. There's a rhythm to this. There's quite often a rhythm to rockets that's not... Something I've found difficult to learn in the past is getting a rhythm of rockets. That's not based on the jump. Like, quite often I'll base it on the jump rather than the reload time of rockets. Oh, goodness. Ooh, I feel dizzy. Oh, nice one, Plaza. Vanilla 03 world record. Nicely done. That isn't the one that Foam had, is it? Because I'll be very upset if you've stolen Foam's world record. Do you have a world record, or go pester Mirio for your Discord badge? Infinity. Ah, sod Infinity. Infinity's got other world records. That's some random map that no one's going to play again. Oy. Ooh. Ooh. Oh no! Yeah, you actually want to shoot yourself back down here. Interesting, funny little thing there. Floupy hit the same part on the way down. Clipped that edge. Obviously it being the way down. Oh, no, come on, man. It's difficult to figure out your hitbox. I was getting confused yesterday. I played a bit of TF2. And this TF2 and then some climb. Some KZ climb in 1.6 physics. In momentum mod. And, oh no. Okay, you can do it from here. Yeah, you're safe. You're safe. Safe from here. With the rocket launcher. In TF2 and Source, and especially 1.6 Climb, the hitbox of where you can grab onto a ledge is so much different. And I was sure I hadn't made it. And then I'd just be stepped up. And not like a step up in Xonotic, but like I was just there. I'd made it. Hey up, we do have a different weapon choice. What's this all about? Oh yeah. Yeah. If you can just hold one position, then the BFG is better than the Oh, it's a teleporter glitch. Oh, this is horrendous. Get yourselves a lag switch for this section. The better your ping, the worse chance you have of doing this. The idea behind this is that it's a warp zone teleporter and you have to glitch through it. So you know all those missed checkpoints that you've had in the past? Because the checkpoint was 1 unit thick? Well, that's the idea behind this. And I apologise for anybody who's having to look away because of flashing lights and epileptic stuff. I'll shout you when, to be fair, you might as well just skip this map. Oh, good lord. This looks so crazy. This actually looks weirder on 30 FPS. Because it kind of looks normal on the 60 FPS. No, everything's just frozen on both screens. There's no difference. Yeah, I think Floupy might have hit terminal velocity. Look at all the bullets flying. Barely see them on my screen. Look pretty bright on the dimmed screen over there. Yeah, there we go. We're through. We've glitched it. God, if Kota wants to do that, he needs to not make them so thick. Because they are terrible. Like, look at the time loss. Just from pure RNG. Oop. Here we are, back to the quad rockets. Oh, in 2D Mario mode. Now the controls on this I think are ridiculous because you still use W and A and W and D and you still look around and like, yeah. I like the rocket launcher though, to be fair. Oh, do we have a jetpack? We have a jetpack, I think. Looking at there's a tiny trail, you might not be able to see it. There's a tiniest little trail coming out of the feet. It might have got bit crunched by the re-record. Yeah, I like the crosshair that works well. What? Oh, because you're still in 3D space. It's a 2.5D, so you've got to get around. I was so confused there. But yeah, you still have 3D space. Nice bounce pad. I love that projectiles bounce in this game off of bounce pads. Ooh. Can you imagine doing a strafe version of this map? Like, assume that you can get through all the sections, so obviously there's the big walls that you can't get through. Oh, what? So you've got to find the hole in the ground. Is that why the waypoints are here? Like, there's various waypoints around this map that I just didn't mention. Is that what they're for? Big if true. Ooh, nice save. Nice save. Nice. I think we're good. Oh, oh. Ah. Badly calculated, that. I like this texture. Might have to steal that. That is a nice, not opaque glass texture, isn't it? This game can look absolutely lovely. Like, I know it's not the most beautiful section of a game, just in complete pitch blackness, and this is a horrendous texture, but there are some, like, the lighting is quite nice in this game. If you do it well. And sometimes it just does it well for you, which is nice. Forgotten which corner where the hole is? There we go. You remember where to go. Figure it out. Madness. What's the first run on this map look like? Actually, I should probably bring up the world record. xdf.gg/map/Kota666. There we go. Dr. Yes has a 1 hour 23 time. 2 has a 1 hour 7 minute time. Kota has a 34 minute time. And Floupy has this 28:30 time. All set on the same loading of the map, so nothing much to it. Interesting speed gain and lost here. Wait, we're not jumping? What's going on? There's no slick, but no jumping either, and no speed loss. I'm confused. Exceptionally confused. But as long as Floupy knows what they're doing, that's what matters. Yeah, just crazy maps that you're not quite sure what's going on most of the time. Like, there must be some sort of physics change or something, because look, no, letting go of W to make the corner and then just holding W again. It's just... See, Kota's sent me a map for regular Crab Cup. And has asked if I'll be willing to do another map if he makes it to release it during a Crab Cup. And I was like, yeah, sure. But it does worry you when you watch these. What are we going to be getting into just mid-tournament? Yeah, if you're interested, Crab Cup in next week. Yeah, it's not this week. Not tomorrow. It's next week. That will be 3 new maps. I need to finish my map. Actually, I have to crunch it. Yeah, 3 new maps. One from Cool, one from Kota, one from myself, in some order. I might randomise it, I don't know. Actually play Cool and Kota's maps and see which order feels right. Because yeah, I got both of those sent to me just before XSC, and I didn't want to do the new maps during XSC, but I've had a strafe map pretty much complete for the last little while. Since just after XDWC last year, I kind of got bored of working on my XDWC maps, so I decided to whip together a strafe map and did put one together pretty quickly. It was just finishing it off that's quite difficult. Making sure it actually works. So yeah, I will we'll be making it work soon. "16 seconds behind at the minute, so we're going to have to make some good time up here. I wouldn't be surprised if that seemed pretty clean through there and the whole last section. I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a large amount of time save. This is definitely not a second run as well, because we're close in time to a lot of places. But through the whole having to find your own path, Floupy was finding everywhere very quickly. So they are pretty good at finding routes. I'm terrible with just knowing where to go. It's why I do the guides for XDWC, because I genuinely struggle with it. As people will notice that I miss entire routes from time to time, which is why they remain permanently beginner guides, and anyone who fancies watching them can watch them. Because you might have missed something. It happens every once in a while that someone's like, "Oh, you saw that I missed." And I'll be like, "Yeah, well, I missed something else. It's fine." But as long as it gets one beginner every time, and it generally does, I'm happy to do them. Especially now I get the maps in advance, that makes everything much easier with those. Rushing back to get them out. The dead silence of the music. Whoop. I don't know if obviously there were some sections where this made absolute sense, taking the cryo-link, but I don't know if this would actually be any better with a rocket launcher. Why didn't we go down there? You would have had to come across anyway, that's fine. Yeah, I've got no idea what's going on. I will probably, if I play this map, have to watch this guide. Okay, we're staying with the BFG, the cryo-link. That's interesting for this section. Considering it's a very long stretch and we have a minute and a half left, I would have expected the quad rockets to come out here. You know, pick up the quad rockets, surely, for this section. Oh, you get speed with the BFG, admittedly. I didn't notice that. We had quad rockets and we got haste, speed, BFG. So that does make somewhat of a difference. I think Floupy has gone mad. I'm gonna have to say Floupy has lost the plot. And that may be why they did not pick up the other weapon. They are simply balmy. Unfortunate, but fair. Coming up to the finish now. Nearly there. For some reason that last song was entirely silent. Not quite sure what happened there. And there we are. Congratulations. Apologies. Let's get the colour correction off. And Kota 777, the randomizer map. Oh, of course, this one's busted. Forgot about that. This should be the start of the run. No, it's going to be a few resets. So the problem with this is the way that the recorder works is it takes the demo finish time, looks at the length of the run, subtracts the length of the run from the finish time, and that gives it the start time. This map gives you time penalties for certain things. So those time penalties do appear in the top. We just saw, you know, we've not been here for 2.5 minutes, but we are now correctly timed. So, yeah. Bit of an awkward one, but we are now in the run. It's easy enough to figure out now that I know it. And it gives you some insight into what happens because we get the entire pre-run and half of the run before quite often, depending on how many penalties you manage to take. Like here, we're 30 seconds behind, but that's purely penalty time. Because this is the gambling map, and I am so very glad, because this is still really bad for just everything. But I'm so glad that I stopped Kota from putting in the insta kills you and the green safe line having bad options. Because yeah, this map in beta mode was disastrous. You went into there was a chance that you just died and had to restart the map on a 15-minute map. At one point there was a chance that you could beat the map in about 4 minutes, I think it was, because one of the things you could get from the risk versus reward was an instant teleport to the next section, which of course is just complete RNG, because you've got as much chance to teleport to the next section as you do to just instantly die. And if you took the risky option every time, you had a pretty decent chance to die throughout the run. You know, you had a pretty good chance to get anything. And one of the options is reset your run. It was not good. But the map's pretty interesting now, nonetheless. We have very fast super weapons combined with large swathes of map. Big penalties for various things. And some pretty interesting sections. So I did say that the Kota 666, I'd forgot that Kota 777 was also set this week. You see, going through the green one, it gives you less of a power up, but it's safe, so you're probably just going to get nothing. But you can get a small power up. So the idea that I sort of posed to Kota and what he mostly put in was that you could get a rocket launcher from the green, but from the red you might get a quad rocket launcher, but only a certain amount of ammo. And the idea is that you're risking skill versus practice. The problem with that is that you go through reds at certain points. You see here, just going to hop around until we get what we want. And now the chainsaw. I've never seen this weapon before. We have the jetpack now, which is what we wanted. The The theoretical fast route is to go greens until you need to get the jetpack and then swap over and take what you get with the jetpack. And that seems to have worked out pretty well here. It's a long section, this. It's a long section. Much less bright than the last map, right? Whoa, okay. Yep, we're back using this texture, are we? The sewn button mouth texture. Just to ruin this texture for you. Rip bitrate. Goodbye, old friend. So the jetpack through here isn't massively useful. It does help a little bit, since you can just get straight up there. You don't have to aim the ramps, and some of the ramps aren't perfectly hooked up. But it comes in handy after this section for a part that just means that you don't have to try, which makes things a lot faster because you can be using the rockets or whatever blaster material you have to gain speed rather than trying to keep height. I think it's just after this tube. You basically just have to go over a load of here. So you could just fly up. Ooh, unlucky. Yeah, it just makes things a lot easier when you have the ability to fly. I see a ring around, an extra ring. We loaded secondary fire on this? Or is it something else that I haven't noticed? I think it's when jetpack's activated, actually, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know all of these strange super weapons. I've very much been a vanilla player. Vanilla and XPM and stuff like that. Never got into the silliness of everything. It's a shame. But despite not really I want the competitive experience, but then just to play it silly, rather than a silly experience that is just complete bollocks. Up we go. You know, the texture's just making it look like we've frozen. Still going up though. That square in the sky is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And the jetpack helps there as well, just in case, I guess. Might even make you faster, actually, because you are going to gain. Then here is the main part. This is the part. I thought it was strange on the last one. It wasn't as much as I'd remembered you cutting off. But yes, this is where the jetpack makes all the sense in the world. Rather than having to do special tricks and go gently up sections, you can just fly and you can ignore that arrow that's just going off screen. Now, that's a teleporter that takes you over to this section. You don't need to do that. You can just fly. And go all the way. Down and out. Into the red teleporter. Hey. Ah, tube to get more height. Very clever. Let's go. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Okay. Yeah, I'm lost now, actually, because we did go to the blue thing. Could you not have just flown to the blue thing? Do we have to go to the red thing? I'm sure one day the secrets of this map will be revealed, but until then, yeah, nah. Ah, there we go. Oh, I remember. Yes, you have to hit some silly booster thing that teleports you through. Ah, Kota, never change. Get a random pickup because you've got to shoot this floor twice. And then through the 2D section. A Kota special. There's been a lot of 2D maps in Xonotic, actually. Well, I don't know. Not a lot, but it's something I remember from when I was first playing DeFrag, that there was a 2D map. And it confused me greatly. I've got no idea what was going on there. I didn't quite realise we'd swap maps. It feels so weird to have short maps though, after those two really long ones. But we're back to something. Nicely done. I do like this start, the pre-fire, and constantly going back and forth about whether the rocket hit very well. I think we're now at the point where you can't take a record on this without hitting a pretty decent pre-fire rocket, but there was a point where records were being taken and we were looking at them in slow motion and going, that didn't hit. That rocket did not hit. 4 seconds. I've never quite understood how to get through this map, because there is just a huge leap of getting better versus smashing into the wall. Oh, Max! Where is it? A lot of maps I haven't seen in a little while coming through here. Tornado Reflex, pretty good map. Very nice rocket spam, but a little bit better than a true rocket spam map. Oh, Biotrix Nege Fix. You'll see a lot of people flying around here. This map was played and recorded during the Crab Cup. One of them last month when I picked some random maps. And Jinx took the record on it very, very, very cleanly. A torture map from Amino. Ooh, nice slick. Super clean. That one, like, it doesn't look bad when you watch a professional do it. But god, that's probably impossible. Nude 4 Den RL finally falls. Declan? What? Donald, that's it. Donald finally beaten. Who the fuck's Declan? It's been a long time. There was a bug on that map for a while. The rocket fix came in at the same time that a bug was somehow put into the map. The bug's now been fixed. The bug was that you couldn't get rocket launchers. And yeah, incredible. I like this. I might have to give this map a go. I keep saying that about so many maps. As a running joke in this series of me saying, oh, I'll play that. And I never do. Because I just play... I forget what maps are called and I just play whatever's on RR or RTG. Very rare that I'm the one voting a map. Oh, that's sub-minutable, isn't it? Surely that's pushable for a sub-minute. Subfucker's done a little bit faster and this time we can actually see where we're going. It's all about catching down ramps on this map, but sometimes catching a down ramp can be very difficult to figure out how to quite get it, and it's definitely one of those maps where going faster means going slower. Sometimes you go faster, you miss an extra down ramp and you're done for. Cool Speed 123RL. A surprisingly short map for how long you'd think this one would be, but Cool Speed 1 and 3 are very short maps. So Cool Speed 1 is now over, we're now into Cool Speed 2, which is a lot shorter because you're coming through at such high speeds. Ooh, nice, all the way over. Oh, good use of the diagonal there. And then this one, very hard to get around this first corner. Normally you would take the shortcut, or like slight cut in through the window. But at those speeds it is probably faster to go all the way around and not have to slow down. And there's no way you're going to make that corner, I would assume, at these speeds. Oh, interesting going for the slick side of it. I suppose it doesn't really matter because of the rocket launcher and how fast you're going. You can just kind of get there. Pretty tight gap to get in through the window at those speeds though. NRX run. I have a record on this that I have not beaten. I don't even remember playing the map. And then I was just randomly on it and saw that I had a record and couldn't beat it. Nice waypoint marker to show off which way to go. Beautifully done. Skills, mate. Skills. Oh yeah, reverse pillar up. Nice spacing. That's got to be difficult to just have the spacing for. But these are some Xonotic specific maps. The NR stands for Next Run, which is the precursor to Xonotic for those who don't know. And quite a lot of them are built for, you see how the teleporter at the end brings you back to the start. I'm going to skip this one because it is the same run. Okay, I'm going to skip until we get, there we go. We will watch it again because this is the fastest one, so I guess Riffo went through, did it again faster. But yeah, getting the spacing for this, I guess that's what the diagonal green bits are for. Interesting to not just keep using the Hagar. I think the older Hagar would have been more powerful to blast all the way around the corner. But now it's a lot less powerful directly, but a lot more powerful in general. If that makes any sense. It's a weird kind of, that sort of pure boosting you might as well strafe. But it's stronger for other things. More plasma, more close to plasma, which is good. Ah. The steady way around, we saw Floupy earlier just flick down, shoot the bottom button, shoot the top button. Ooh, cool wood Toria strafe map. Wait, no. Yeah. I thought that it was Cool Wood Tory RL that was the rocket launcher map. This map plays a lot differently to the Quake 3 version because weapon ammo. Ooh, I don't think we've seen this route before. I don't recognise it, but I'm probably mostly thinking about the strafe lines rather than the rocket ones. Nicely off there, just about makes it up onto the next ledge and across the gap. And all the way to the finish course. Croutonian rockets. Is this the one with the terrible end? Where you have to go out for a random checkpoint and no one's quite sure why it's there? It's just there. It doesn't matter in Quake 3 because it's what's the word? Not mandatory. You don't have to get it. Oh no, it's this one with the end. Yeah, it's the one with the in strafe. This is a ridiculous end because trying to get up and getting the spacing to get up with speed is really hard. But obviously with rockets, just do it. HGB ship map 54. This map looks so cool. Really, really nicely done from Floupy. Kota Race 13. I love those big checkpoint markers. They look so cool. This is surely styled off of Xoilant. The dual map. 2's run on Supfuckers now. 39 seconds long. A big improvement over what we've just seen from Padviz. Over 2 seconds saved. Two absolutely cracking this one down. Coming back to this after having a fantastic XSC. I believe 5th overall in the end. Possibly wrong about that. Maybe just 5th on the final map. I should know, I just finished writing a blog post about it. But a nice finish. And I think there I am at the finish, just AFK. Because I was definitely playing when that happened. The crouton maps are so strange. I don't know if they're intended to work, but they eventually do work. They always look smooth when somebody does a world record, but I don't think they're ever particularly intended to work. It's just that when you watch someone do it, it works out, because it has to be decent at least. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a world record. Obelvno, I should have pushed this one up actually, I think, because this is going to be a very nice run from Christie. Holy clean Batman! Completely different routes on this map versus versus Minecraft, which I don't know if this is a copy of a Minecraft map. Some of them are new maps remade, some of them are Minecraft maps made in Quake 3, but often if you compare the Quake 3 run to the Xonotic run, it's completely different because of how our double jumps work versus their double jumps, and that's even comparing CPM to Xonotic. If I ever say I'm comparing them, I probably mean Quake 3 CPM. Because there is often confusion when someone says you can do this in Quake 3 and not in Xonotic, and then it's no, this doesn't work in Xonotic or Quake 3 because there's no double jumps. It's like, yeah, there is. CPM. Oh, that's it. That is all of your videos for this month. It was an hour. Wow, I'm actually surprised that was so long. But I suppose we had 45 minutes of Kota. So thank you, Kota, for coming in clutch and holding down this month so that it's not just a 10-minute video. Thank you to everybody who played Riffo, Floupy, Goblin, Amino, Christie, 2, Shinks, Padviz for getting records in there, and anybody else who managed to get one in and isn't on this list. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next month for some more records. In a couple of weeks, Crab Cup, all of those things. Join us on the servers. It's great fun. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.